Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online, Stormblood. In the last episode, we were beginning to plan an assault on Castellum Veladina to go on the offensive, but at that point, Rhalgr's Reach came under attack by the Skulls and Imperial forces, and Xenos himself decided to show up. And many were killed, including Mefred, Conrad, and Y'shtola were severely injured. Y'shtola probably got the worst of it, it would seem. And we then, waded into the battle, wiped out most of the regular Imperial forces, and then entered into a battle with Xenos himself, where we barely held our own. So, the Imperial forces have retreated for the time being, and we now need to see what the plan going forward is going to be, because this is a major setback to what we were thinking of doing. Alright, so let's go ahead and have a chat here with Pippin. Rhalgr's Reach is no longer safe, as Pippin well knows. Okay. Right. Our defeat was no near thing. It was total. A humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Rhalgr's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. Alright, I guess we'll talk to Arella here. Right, forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Alright, so I guess we'll just grab stuff ourselves. Alright, there's our courier. Right, Miss, Marshal Tarpin said you might have something for me. Yep, got some medical supplies. 12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. Right, Y'shtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Kryl. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? Oh, it's Conrad. I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. Right, to Castrum Oriens. Alright. Let's see what Conrad has to say. Alright, you saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Velodino or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects. But first, we need to put our affairs in order here. Affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Oriens. That's Alphino speaking. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. Speak with Ralbon. Oh, he's still here? Alright, let's see what he has to say. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightways to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this place. It would seem he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives, having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. Alright. So let's go ahead and head back to the Castrum. Alright. Lise has arrived. That's good. Alright. Kryl is with Yustola. She still hasn't woken up, but Kryl says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Mefrid, a single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. God's help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise. I think she's itching for some payback.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Crania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors. But they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. God help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
Let's see. I have a feeling you're about to tell us.
Well, to put it simply, we have one legatus overseeing two provinces a world apart. I say we divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Xenos to fight a war on two fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised, and I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there, and make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Alright, so we head to Doma to open up a second front. Makes sense. Interesting that Xenos controls both Alamiga and Doma. And yeah, they basically are on opposite sides of the planet. Alright, let's speak with Alphino. At least on opposite sides of this whole continent. Right, it goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government here or anywhere else. I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Alright, I don't need any of that. We're going to take the materia. Alright, Alice. She's contemplating the logistics of a journey to the Far East. Okay. Where men go as one, there is life, and where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Othard is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there's another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain? Very well, issue addressed. You know, Alphino, it would have been quicker to just ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, would you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Arenvald and the others? Yes, Alphino, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, Sister, Ayame, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Limensa. Alright, so I guess we're going to need to take a ship. Well, because obviously we haven't attuned to any Aetherites in Doma. And since we're heading out of here, I'm not going to worry about doing side quests here just yet. Though this guy probably has one with an Aether current, right? Yep. Nope, we'll worry about that when we return, eventually. Because we can't unlock flying here until we have full access to the whole map. And we can't get full access to the whole map until we knock down Castellum Velodina. So, there really isn't much point yet. So, we're off to Limsa Limensa. So, let's go ahead and return, because my home point is there. Alright. He's in the upper decks. Okay. Alright. So what's the plan? Alright, Tataru should be here at any moment with our ship's captain. So we're going by sea after all. Is Merlvib leading us, or lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You are right, inasmuch as we will be traveling by sea. Regrettably, it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then, it is equally infeasible to sail an Eorzean alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Ah, speak of the devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Caravalain of the Kraken's Arms. The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings and salutations, Scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you are no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement? Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. But where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices, which you steal from God's fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our indefatigable keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause and a negligible profit. Well, I for one think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragic tale of how the heir to House Durandare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives, and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. Okay. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But for so long as you are prepared to abide by the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugane in Hingashi. Or Hingashi. Alright. You will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. Ah, so he's the son of a noble. Well played, Totaro. Alright. Suddenly, all those hours Totaro passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seem rather better spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Totaro took in making Captain Caravalain squirm. Alright, we're taking materia. Alright, Alphino is thinking of ways you might pass the time. Okay. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Totaro and I will procure necessary supplies. Alice, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Eorzea on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well. I shall go and speak with him. What of Ayame and Lise? I'd like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Ayame. Alright, back to Revenant's Toll. Alright, there's Lise. Well, here we are. We'll need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around to the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you here after. Got it? Alright, Higiri. Here. Greetings, Ayame. What brings you to the toll this eve? What? You are for Doma? Heavens, you Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor dead. Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was right. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered and fought to reclaim our nation, but when Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. That you go to join Yugiri and Gosetsu in the fight fills me with such joy. Forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nage clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions within Doma Castle, even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's witch and her host of men and magitech. To think that was once the shining symbol of our heritage, and the seat of dear Lord Kayan, has become a den for Garlean dogs. Okay. And Home here. You are truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say. Forgive me. I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled on the eastern coast of Othard, along the banks of the One River. Our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. Alright. Let's go talk to Lise again. Ah, there you are. Learning anything interesting? The older Domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ishgardians. But anyway, did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong. And when I spoke with the younger Domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was all a load of stupid old... Well, it sounds you learn... Well, what you learn sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do. Alright. Not without incident. Lise thinks it's time you return to Limsa Lominsa. Right, no point waiting around here, is there? We should head back to Limsa Lominsa. Alphino said to meet at the ferry docks, I think. Alright, can't return, so we'll just teleport as normal. Alright, which direction are we headed? This way. Alright, Alphino. You are returned, Ayame. I trust you learned much from our Doman friends in Revenant's Toll. I am eager to hear all, though that can wait until we have left port. We will have time enough to talk on our journey to Kugane. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, you may inform the deckhand that we are ready to depart. Alright, let's inform the deckhand. We are ready to depart. All set, lass. I'll see you to the ship, if so. Board the Misery? Yes.
"12 be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late."
Eorzea! Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Ah! Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Captain! You're needed on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Alright, so things are amiss, it would seem. Alright, what's going on? Odd. Most odd. Well, do you have any idea what's going on? No. As the man said, despite the absence of wind and current, the Misery is somehow being pulled off course. Well, why not fire up the ceruleum engines you have hidden below? An excellent suggestion based on knowledge you should not have. Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escape my engineers at present. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them. Things. The lads saw... things? I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive. An adjective, for example. Sea-wolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things which he is so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women said to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous. Yes, indeed. If it is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible, then it is probably a predatory entity of some sort, perhaps a siren or some such. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse, to let the current take us where it will and deal with whatever we find there. Alright, what a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. Oh, I am beginning to like you, girl. I assure you the feeling is not mutual. Once we arrive at our destination, be it a vessel or an island or something else, Lise and I will remain with the ship to defend it in case of attack. Ayame, I believe you would be the ideal choice to venture forth and deal with the cause of our troubles. Sounds like a plan. And it is settled? I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in. Alright, Siren Song C is now available as a duty. So, we don't have time to run the duty today, I don't think. So, what I think we'll do is we'll end here. And we'll run this next episode. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.